Hey guys, and welcome back to YouTube. Hold on a minute.
Little black book. You know what time it is. 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 Time it is.
Hey guys, and welcome back to YouTube. This is LBB, Little Black Book, if you didn't already know. Listen, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? Gay? You ain't got the minerals. Listen, welcome back to LBB. You already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. We're about to get into a decent video right now. We are talking about celibacy. Yes, once again, you know my channel. We talk about sex, we talk about relationships, we talk about God, and we talk about everything else in between. So guys, I want to talk to you about a video called I Took Advantage. It's called Celibacy, but I Took Advantage. I want to tell you a little story. And this person, me and a girl are cool now, so I really appreciate, I got really love her. But some time back, I wasn't the best of guys, or best of Christians, you want to call it that. I could preach the word, I could teach the word, I could worship hard, I could sing hard, I could dance hard for the Lord, I can go out and evangelize for the Lord, I can go and get souls, all of that kind of stuff. But there was a part of me which hadn't been dealt with, which was the lust that was within me. And so when I first kind of got saved, I found myself bouncing around. I kind of went from pillar to post. I kind of went from people's beds. Okay, let me be real specific. Because I hadn't dealt with the lust within me, I always found myself in somebody's bed. And I enjoyed sleeping in someone's bed. Not because I wanted to sleep with them as a girl, but just really I wanted to just spend, I like the physical touch, I like the comfortability, I like the tactile feeling of being next to somebody warm in the bed, you know what I'm saying? The cuddles, the little jokes, the little talk, the little waking up in the morning, and like I don't need to do anything, but I want to wake up in the morning next to you, do you know what I'm saying? I like that. But that was all to do with lust, and it had nothing to do with just genuine love. It was to do with the lust that was within me and burning and raging. And I know a lot of you can identify what I'm saying. So, like I said, this title is called I Took Advantage, and the reason why I say I took advantage is because, you know what, this person trusted me, right? We had a time and place, we're both kind of Christians, but, she wanted me to help her kind of, grow her relationship with God. And that was my original intention. I wanted to help her grow with God. But I kept on putting myself in a compromising position. So, I would go and visit her, we'll chill, we'll play fight, we'll end up in the bed at night time. Now, nothing would happen at first. For the first few months, nothing was going on. Like, it was all really good, it was really cool. But then I found myself, after a few months, I could feel, not even every month, do you know what, the first time I stepped in that bed, I knew that something, if I don't be strong here, something's it's gonna go down. But I kept on kind of like pushing it to the side and saying, no, I got this. And the Bible says don't place no confidence in the flesh, right? So I kept on sleeping in that bed. Maybe I wouldn't like see it every day, so it would be like maybe once a week or whatever. I'll come and sleep in that bed. And then I remember there was one night as well where we were play fighting, and I just felt the strength of lust collect me. When you see red, yeah? I saw red, and we were play fighting in it, and I think I had her up against the wall in it, and then we were play fighting, and I was like, God, listen, I am about to fall, cuz. Listen, when you're about to fall, you feel it, that the strength is leaving you to actually resist what you shouldn't do. But then I was like, no, okay, cool, relax it. I got back into it, and we get to it, cool. But I remember after that night, I said to myself, if I come back here, definitely something's going to go down. Now, why I say, again, I'm going to reiterate, why I say I took advantage is because she trusted me in some sense or form. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it wasn't consensual in a sense, but what I'm saying is she trusted me to hold the position and to be the stronger Christian, if you want to call it that. But that wasn't, at that time, where I am now, where I'm then, two different places. At that time, I hadn't dealt with the lust. I hadn't faced it face to face. I hadn't said to myself, I've got a problem. And a lot of you guys girls and guys who are watching this, don't admit that there is darkness inside of you. That's the problem you have. The problem is you're not admitting there is a darkness inside of you that wants to do freaky deaky stuff. And that's nothing wrong, but it's a darkness inside of you. So when you're not supposed to do the freaky deaky stuff, why? Because when you're wanting to stay celibate, there's something dark that is inside of you that's trying to get out. The Bible says in Romans 7, he says that, listen, though I want to do right, I seen that there's a law that's in my members, in my body, that wants to do wrong. So though logically you're standing in a room and you say, look, I don't want sex with this guy, like I just want to just chill tonight. Something in your body's like, but then I want to do freaky deaky. I want to get down. I want to get down. I want to get down for you. I want to get down. You know it's true. So that darkness that's inside of you, until you acknowledge it, will always beat you. Because it has an advantage. It knows you better than you know yourself. That's the truth. The darkness knows you better than you know yourself. And then you wake up after the sex and you're like, why did I do it? Many of you ask that question, why did I do it? Because you're not honest with the darkness that is inside of you. You are not honest with the fact that you're capable of doing something against what you wish to do. Yes, the darkness inside of you takes no consent from you. It will override if it's given a chance to. I shouldn't even say no consent. You've consented to it by being in a position, by not one, acknowledging that there is darkness inside of you, and two, by not being honest and not putting yourself in a compromising position. So the darkness will always try to override. So back to my story. So I remember the fateful night. I came there, and in fact, before I even stepped in the door, I already knew tonight is gonna go down, and I really shouldn't be here. But by then, I'd already committed. My flesh already had already committed itself to the act already. So we got in the room, we ate some food, it was chilling, it was play fighting, and this time I already knew, because we had built up so much of a trust. I know that, and I know there was a tension between us anyway. There was always a sexual tension between us. So that was my problem. I didn't be smart and say, listen, I know there's a tension between us two, there's a bit of attraction between us two. Why don't I just walk away? I didn't, because at that time I didn't want to deal with that issue. I wanted to continue this. I wanted that potential to have that mishap. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I still hadn't grown spiritually enough in that area to go forward. And I think that's the most important part. A lot of you guys are strong spiritually in other areas, but there are parts of you which you've not allowed Jesus into. You said, Jesus, you can't enter this place. Let me have this part. And as you say, Jesus, let me have this part, pride sets in. The Bible says, pride cometh before a fall. So when I got into that room and we were play fighting, nothing even happened. It's when we went to bed. Chase! Got into the bed now. I remember we cuddled. And then I remember my hands started searching. And yeah, it didn't stop until madness happened. And then after, I felt so bad, right? And I was like, fam, I really shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. Why did I do it? Like, you know, all the things after, like, that was not the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah. I felt bad. What I didn't actually fully consider was the fact that this girl, like, everyone has different spiritual levels, and everybody has their way of everybody has recovery levels that are different. Do you get what I'm saying? When it comes to God. For me, if I fall and I fornicate, I kind of get back into God real quick. I just tend to run to God. I'm like, God, I'm sorry, I know. And I know it's 105th time, but I'm sorry, like, and I'll get back onto it again. But not everyone has that kind of aptitude of a mind. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why that's why I say I took advantage, because I knew I would recover, but I don't know how she's gonna feel. I don't know if she's gonna recover. I don't know how quickly it will take her to get back her fire. I don't know how long it will take. So I kind of took advantage here. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I knew better. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is in relationships in general. I think we've seen guys and girls, when guys are meeting girls and they know that all they want is sex, they just try to take advantage, you know what I'm saying, in different ways. And don't realize that the potential harm it brings to the other person, because all they're thinking about is their dick. So, you know, after that happened, I remember it was like a few days after, she calls me up and she's cussing. And I remember she was tearing me an asshole, bruv. She was going in at me. And I remember I was like, when she was going in, I was like, are you dumb? Listen, it takes two to tango. You freaking stupid. Like, don't talk to me like that. Book, put down the phone. Must have been a week or two later. I'm talking to God, and I'm like, yo, and God's just telling me, listen, you let pride get in there. She told you the right thing. You took advantage. You were in the wrong. You know, she wanted you to help her grow in her faith, and you decided to use that as an opportunity to take advantage. I was like, but God, like, it takes two to tango. It doesn't make a difference. You took advantage of the situation. I was like, raw, okay. So now I have to go back and I have to apologize and say to her, listen, look, do you know what? I know I was a stronger one of us two in terms of faith. and I knew better. And you know what, you're absolutely right. I was arrogant. I thought I was stronger than everybody else. I thought I was better than everybody else in order to be able to sleep in the same bed with you and still tell you about Christ. It doesn't make sense. Like, what was I thinking? And so I learned a very valuable lesson. Number one, there is a darkness. If you want to conquer, if you want to be able to be in a successful celibacy mode, if you want to call it, or period of time, you need to understand there is darkness inside of you. There's a heat that comes from down below, yeah? And it rises very, very quickly. And you need to be able to accept that. That is going to happen. But what you also need to accept is that you have control. But in order to have control, you must be able to say, listen, there is a darkness inside of me. And from that day, I remember that I said to myself, there is a darkness inside of me that even though I knew to do right, I did wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? The other times when I fell, it was like emotions, all that stuff was in a way, it was on purpose, but still it was not the same way. In that particular instance, I had a choice and I could feel the choice and I knew the power of that choice. I could make it. Now that's what the Bible says, that we're no longer slaves to sin. It means that you're no longer under the duress and power of sin. And I had come to that understanding, yet I still decided that I would take advantage of the situation. That's real. You know what I'm saying? That's real. So, you know, I'm not proud of that. And I'm not happy to even talk about it in that way. Like, me and the person now are really, really cool. But it's still on my mind. Sometimes when I meet the person, I'm like, flip, man. Like, yo, like, I did you dirty, man. I did you dirty in the sense of, like, that's not what Christians should be doing. That's not what a man of God should be doing. And so, you know, there's a big regret in my heart in that regard. And that because of that action. So, guys, want to let you know, obviously, about celibacy again. You know, just talking about it. Listen, there is a darkness inside of you. Acknowledge it, accept it, and then begin to tackle it. Do you know what I'm saying? So guys, I appreciate you. Stay celibate, stay loved, stay in season, baby. Listen, I don't know what that last part was. But anyway, LBB, you wanna know what time it is? Little Black Book. Stay blessed, stay locked, stay beautiful. Appreciate you guys.